Hey y'all! Welcome back to the Syrian Siren. My name is NyandLa. I am going to be doing a brief message. I was being some of y'all ain't gonna like this, but it's okay. You ain't gotta like it because I'm not supposed to make you like the message. I'm just supposed to give it. So I'm going to say my normal formalities, then I'm going to get right into the message. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by emailing me at thesiriansiren@gmail.com. My rates are down below in the bio. Now, if you would like to get your horoscope, I will leave my girl Charlie. She gonna drop them September horoscopes, and she's an astrologer and she's fucking fantastic. So I heavily suggest that you guys go subscribe and watch her channel as well. I have another girl, Andrea. Damn, what's the name of her channel? Shit. See, I just subscribed to her yesterday, but she's really efficient at spell work and shit like that. She has a candle business. I gotta put all that shit in my bio. You guys are probably like, wow, you be giving everything away. Hell yeah, because honestly, I want everybody to win, so y'all better go subscribe to my girl. It's so fucked up. I think it's which way to go, but the witch is spelled WITCH. It's so fucking clever. She's an Aquarius. Okay, but anyway, I think that's everything for the formalities. I'm gonna open this door because it's hot as fuck. So my message today, and it's funny because my girl Charlie, she put a video up on, is your church a cult or is it not? And as I was grabbing my cards about to do an actual reading for you guys, I was told it's going to be a very brief message, okay? So there has been a recent, I'm being told to use the word awakening, although I'm using that sparingly. There has been a very wide realization of the fact that we're not alone in the universe, which to me is kind of funny that that's just now becoming a realization. But to be fair, there's been a lot politically, socially, religiously that have kind of interfered with how we engage with the universe and how we understand our interaction with the universe, with the planets, with the energies, and all of those things, right? Something that might have been more second nature to us prior to colonization and the settlers. And I'm not saying that to demonize Christianity or anything of that sort, right? But we have to be very clear at the fact that Christianity was forced on most of our ancestors, right? It was not a choice that they made. It was something that they were forced into and had to do for survival, and then they were conditioned to believe that their original religion, their indigenous religions, and indigenous is not just people from North America, right? Indigenous means whatever culture was present prior to colonization, okay? So with that, sorry, I had to remember what I was saying. With that, there has been a widespread belief system that I've noticed in the past couple years, has been very... What you have to understand about anything when it comes to anything in the planet, right, is there's a high likelihood that people are going to go to one extreme or another extreme, right? So, for example, what I'm bringing up is the Starseed awakening, okay? And I'm going to put it in the title just so you know that in 3 minutes in, I'm going to make my point, all right? There are lots of people who have kind of hopped on the whole Starseed train. And I've noticed that a lot of them don't fully understand what that means. And they kind of turn it into a superiority complex thing, right? Going to extremes, right? Oh, I'm above humanity, or oh, I hate my incarnation on Earth, or da 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 da. Now, what you need to understand about the starseed, being a starseed, and this is somebody that I am a starseed. I identify as a starseed. I have been for a minute now, and I also work with these energies very closely, okay? And when I say I work with these energies, I'm saying this lovingly. I know who I'm working with. Whereas there's also other energies that can mask themselves as whatever they need to be to continue for their survival, okay? But I actually do work with galactics, all right? And the message that they want me to give you is that being a starseed does not make you not human, okay? Being a starseed does not mean that you are not human. Now, I understand the complications and the confusion with this because most of us were raised in a Christian, Catholic, whatever type of mentality where time is very linear in terms of their spiritual belief system, right? And incarnation is not something that we discuss in those patriarchal paths. Incarnation is not something we discuss at all. So the idea that Jesus might be an incarnation of another energy would totally go above most people's heads, right? Because we're not taught anything about incarnation or reincarnation or what being an avatar actually means, right? So for a lot of people, it gets oversimplified, right? But I want to take this into consideration, or I want to explain it like this, all right? You being a starseed just means that, how do I put this? You being a starseed just means that you are an old soul, okay? That means that you have various different incarnations from various different dimensions, planets, places, timelines, whatever the case might be, right? That might make you, might make you a little bit wiser or more experienced in certain areas during this incarnation, okay? Now, mind you, being a starseed, you have to kind of find out what your lineage is as well, right? Because I'm going to be real with you. Some of y'all are reptiles. And I'm not going to state any opinion about that. I'm going to stay very neutral with that. But you have to understand that somebody being a starseed does not make them any more highly evolved, any more spiritual, any more like perfect. I've noticed like this idea like, oh, if you're a starseed, that means that you're meant to be a teacher. No, sometimes just being a starseed means that you're going to get your ass beat in this incarnation for whatever the fuck you did in the past as well, right? It doesn't make you any like a higher being or anything of that nature. Now, in my experience in being a starseed, there are certain belief systems and there is a certain knowledge that I do have just naturally. That I don't think that that's unique to being a starseed, though I know of a lot of people who are not starseeds or don't identify as starseeds, or their soul was born here on Earth, right? Which eventually, when Earth dies in about 4 billion years, then Earthlings, if you will, humans, will be starseeds as well, right? Because assuming that we can actually do what we need to do, we're going to cross over into different dimensions as well. But that's a different story for a different day. I don't even know how to explain that yet, but I will probably in a later video. But the point that I'm trying to make is being a starseed, number one, not everybody's a starseed, okay? Like, and I'm not saying that to make it sound like, oh, anybody's experience is invalid. I can't speak for everybody, right? But not everybody's a starseed, and that needs to be understood and accepted on a grand scale. Also, being a starseed does not make you inherently better or smarter or whatever the case might be. So saying that you hate Earth is actually an insult because you chose Earth, right? You chose Earth. Earth is a beautiful planet. What you're saying is you hate societal boundaries. That's what you're saying. And I think that it's important that you differentiate with that. But I also hear like this prevalent, like, oh, humans don't understand, but you're human. You are human. I'm human, right? Past incarnations don't really matter that much except for a reference point. I'm human in this incarnation, right? So to try to escape the human experience by pulling on an incarnation that really is just a reference point is insulting, number one, to my lifetime. Because a lot of starseeds have incarnated multiple times as humans. They've also incarnated as dolphins and whales and anything. We go through the cycle of reincarnation just like any other soul would, right? So you might have fucked up and incarnated as a fly in one life, and then you managed to work your way out of that, okay? Like, there's a lot going on with it, right? But the point that I'm trying to make is that it's really easy to step into fundamentalist. When I say fundamentalist, look up what that means, okay? Fundamentalist mentalities that kind of stem from other religions or just fundamentalism in general because of a low self-esteem and looking to identify with a certain community or looking to build yourself up because of your low self-esteem instead of just actually saying, I'm really insecure about the decisions I've made and I don't really know how to get out of them. A lot of people are kind of using the starseed path to like act like they're above change or above whatever, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people use the starseed path to hide their energy harvesting tendencies, but that's a different story for a different day, okay? So yeah, I feel like I'm talking in circles now, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Hi! But I hope that made sense. That was the message for today. I'm gonna get into a reading in a second here. There's a helicopter, but I'll catch y'all later. Hi, Pookie. Bye.